allow us to begin. And indeed, we are grateful now for this connection and this co-creation. We are grateful for all of you. We say, you are light, you are love. We celebrate all of the light and the love that you are. Indeed, this light and love has the capacity to experience fear, to create the experience of fear. We say, you may recognize that fear is, at some level, love, light. That there is nothing to be afraid of in fear because it is love and light. And we say, we feel that the easiest way to approach this is not simply to tell yourself this, but to look into the fear, to feel into the fear until you begin to recognize the love and light that is here. We say, this does not mean that you need to love the fear as it stands. You do not need to say, this terrifies me, I love it anyway. We say, this is more about integrating what you are feeling, recognizing that what you are feeling is valid and real to you, and embracing that this leads you back to love, this leads you into love, this is love, the way that anything else is. And so, when you find yourself experiencing fear, we invite you to feel where it is in your body, and we invite you to allow everything that is here to come up. We say we feel it can be very helpful to speak out loud all of the fear, all of the feelings, all of the things that emerge from this point of fear in your body. Simply speak them out. Speak them out. Let them out through your throat. And indeed, in this way, you may begin to lighten. We say, you do not need to think of what they are, to think of what you are afraid of or why you are afraid of it during this process, during this exercise. We say, this is the opportunity simply to speak. And if you run out of words, make sounds. Allow the sound to flow out of you. Allow the words to flow out of you. Indeed, you may experience revelations. You may have things come up. Indeed, enjoy the flowing. Enjoy the flowing out of it. And indeed, as you begin to do this, you may notice that this shifts from fear to a certain kind of enjoyment, an enjoyment of the release, an enjoyment of the real ease of being you, of not denying anything within you, of letting this out of you. And indeed, you may now begin to recognize that there is beauty that you had not thought to look at, thought to look for, but this fear has directed you to it, directed you directly to it. Now you are facing the beauty within you that you know more clearly, that you are grateful to have discovered, that you celebrate. And so indeed you may feel some gratitude for that pesky fear in this way, that you have turned within and seen beauty within you, seen perhaps even uncovered gifts that you were not always aware of. And in this, the fearlessness comes naturally, for indeed you recognize that no fear is too great for you to face, too great for you to feel. Even the fear of death, of your loved ones, even the fear of being alone. We say these fears are not too big. These fears are not too great. You may face them, feel them, and see the love that is within them. See and feel the love within you. For indeed all things must emerge from love, and you may reconnect with this love. And in this, knowing that fear cannot top you, cannot swallow you, cannot suppress you, you feel more ease in the world. You feel more confidence. You are able to tackle anything. You are able to approach anything. You are able to be with anything. For indeed you are able to be with fear itself. You are able to feel into the love, even in the face of fear. All right. We thank you for going through this energy. And all that we are satisfied with this portion of this transmission, and we invite now your questions and perspectives.
What came up for me was part of it for me is about control. And like if people around me are behaving a certain way, I feel comfortable, and if they're not behaving that way, then it gives me fears. And so a lot of it's about safety for me. That's kind of a theme in my life is safety. And what kicked it in most recently was I asked what Megan was doing for her birthday, and they were going to the gym, out to eat, and to visit people, and then going to the bar in the evening. And like 2 days before, Amber had been talking to me about the levels of what's safe and what's not safe. I'm sorry, what's safe. Amber had been talking to me about an article that like rated the safety of different events, and like 3 of the events they were doing were like at the top tier, and I thought, and this guy's already, firefighter and handling COVID cases, and it made me really afraid. It made me afraid. And I just wanted to, I said, Riley, do you know those are really, high up on the level of blah, blah, blah. And I started like kind of spinning out with that a little bit. And he goes, oh yeah, I feel real comfortable with it. And he goes, but if you don't, he goes, then, and I thought he was like offering to change his behavior. And I go, I really don't. And I really don't like to tell you what to do, but I really don't. And he goes, oh, I'm not going to change what I'm doing because I feel comfortable with it. But he said, if you feel uncomfortable with it, we could, talk on the phone, or we could, distance. And it was so interesting to me that it's like, oh, he's not offering to change his behavior. He's offering to not see me. And it was like, oh, that doesn't feel right either. And so I guess I'm feeling like as long as I can control the circumstances around my little space, that I feel real comfortable. And then if I go outside of that, I'm questioning whether I create my reality.
We thank you for expressing. We ask, how would you like to approach this?
I want to learn to be fearless and to live my life and stop letting that information from the scientific world, which changes every day, regarding COVID. I really want to just live. I want to be strong. I want to be healthy, and I want to assume that I'll be fine. People I love will probably be fine. And that's really the fearless reason.
Indeed. Indeed.
And normally I deal with that by just seeing them as whole and seeing them as healthy. And then knowing that, I don't control whether they save my life or not. And that I'll deal with that in the future if it happens. Right now I need to savor what we have right now.
We feel that this is helpful toward you. We feel also that indeed you may be able to feel into this a little deeper. You may be able to feel into the fear in your body. For it certainly seems as if you have very rational explanation for what you should feel and what you should focus upon. And again, we say that these are helpful. We feel that perhaps to feel the fearlessness that you desire, it may be helpful to feel into this fear, to feel this fear, to accept that this is a part of what comes up for you, even though you have very helpful explanations, helpful directions here. We say, in order to not be afraid of the fear, you must allow it to flow through you. This fear is here, yes, and this fear is not threatening just because it is here. This fear is moving through you. It is simple. We say, it does not need to be about solving the fear. It does not need to be about changing something big within you. We say, yes, these things happen, but indeed it is about the simplicity of letting the fear flow through you, of feeling into the fear until you hear, feel in your body a lightening. And we ask, how does this feel to you?
That feels really good to me, and that's how I've kind of instructed others to do for years, and I do myself most of the time. That's why I'm really questioning again what's in my realm of control. And I think it just comes down to that place of how to be spiritual in the human world sometimes. Like all around us is all this bombardment of information, and I guess I'm picking up fears from other people like that I don't even know, that are reporting, oh, it's going to be worse than we ever could imagine, and blah, blah, blah. And I feel like my fear is drawing that in because I'm seeing it when I look at the weather. I mean, I'm looking at the weather and I see this headline on the side that just like, they put up those little things and it says, doctors are saying blah, blah, blah. And then it just kind of sets me off and I think, oh, I don't want to live in that world. I want to live in a world where we value each other and we have connections and we can see each other and smile and you can see a face. This is not the world that I really want to create. And I'm wondering, did I create this in my life somehow? Is this part of the thing we create? Did we create this collectively, or have I invited this into my life? This thing called COVID, I can look at it and rationalize some good things that happen out of it, but in general, it's not really where I want to be right now.
We feel that you are trying to approach this, we say, use this image from the top down, and you are trying to approach this from your mind. And we say, we invite you to approach this from your body, to approach this from the root, to approach this other people's fears. We say they may be, and yet you are experiencing them in your body. You are feeling them. This is where you have control, and we feel here that perhaps this fear, yes, losing someone from your life, And also here, the fear, perhaps we say you may express if this resonates with you or not. We say this fear of being out of control, losing control completely in the enormity of the fear that you may feel if you do not keep it at bay. Ask, how does this feel?
It resonates on several levels. One of them is that creating your reality feels like, oh, I have power. I have something to say. I can move this in different ways. And then when I think of like what my kids do, I don't feel like that's in my area of having power. And so I think I need to find a way to be at peace with that. I do. I do that a lot. I do that a lot. But I guess I'm wanting to move into the space of what can we do to help heal the planet? What can we do to heal each other? What can we do to heal ourselves? And I've noticed it's really easy for me if I isolate. If it's just me and Johnny, I'm solid. If it's this little group, I'm solid. It's the rest of it that just becomes big and overwhelming sometimes.
Indeed. We say we desire to express here that you may work within your comfort zone. You may expand your comfort zone by indeed giving yourself the comfort, the experiences that you desire, your favorite experiences, what you love. Give yourself more of what you love. You, we say, will change the world, will heal the world, will inspire the world through doing this. Simply. We say this is one truth that we recognize. We also direct attention again into your heart, into your body, deep into your body. In other words, we say here, this fear is in your body. We say we feel your desire. What we feel is your desire. If this is not, it is all right. You can go in a different direction. But we feel that your desire is to feel within, to feel at a deeper level than you feel the fear, that you have the power to transcend this fear. And so indeed, with this, you may go within. You may go within, go within, go within, feel the fear. And we say, this is not something that you need to do a lot of. We say, we want you to do this to feel how quickly it can pass through you, how quickly it can dissolve. Indeed, you may want to go to the fear, and again, this is in your body more than in your mind. Go to the point of fear that is, we say, perhaps what you feel as too much to handle. We are not saying this to you with the feeling that it is too much for you to handle. We do not desire for you to overwhelm yourself. We say simply that we feel you craving this power, claiming this power, feeling this power, and so indeed you may here feel this fear that feels unbreachable, that feels too sticky to pierce through, and yet indeed as you feel it at its peak, at its height, it is not so bad in your body. It passes through, it dissolves, you notice love breaking up the particles of fear, you notice love, you discover new love within you. And so we say, we feel that this is the process of, we say this question of control, what you have control over, we say, from our perspective, you do have here creative power over, in, with your reality. To feel this, to discover this, to know this for yourself, you may go within. You may speak the truth. You may speak what you feel. You may express through you, from your body, what you know, what is clear, what gives you comfort, what gives you peace, what is peace itself. You may express this, for you are blessed in this way. You are connected in this way. You are divine in this way. You may know this, you may know this, you may here discover answers that you cannot conceive of right now in your mind, answers that will perhaps, we say, if someone were to say them to you now, they would not make sense. They would seem perhaps too simple. They would glance off the defenses that your mind has built up, and yet you will be able to speak from pure peace, from pure love, from pure power within yourself all that you need to know, all that you need to feel and embrace, all of the creative power that you have. This truth coming from within you will feel stronger and more clear than if you try to imbibe this from the outside. And we ask, how does this feel?
It feels like something I want to try to do.
Indeed. And we say it is up to you, but we say you may try it now if you desire.
So can I use a specific example?
Yes.
So Johnny's been having bad headaches. And last night he was sick with his bad headaches. And my mind just starts going all kinds of fear places. And it's like, I think before Matt died, I wouldn't even be thinking, oh, what if he has a brain tumor? What if he dies? What if this is, and my mind just starts spinning out. And so in that circumstance, are you saying that I should go in the body and just allow those things it's okay to let those things spin out and just voice that I'm afraid Johnny's going to die before me. I'm afraid I might lose a child again. I'm afraid that I might get hurt. I'm voice those things.
And everything else. We say even the things that seem perhaps insignificant from your mind's perspective that may come up through this, allow it to flow out through your voice. Yes, feel the sensation of the fear in your body. Speak from this, knowing that you are uncovering love.
When you say uncovering love, I guess I'm not seeing the connection between love and fear.
We say, what do you feel the universe
Is
is, yes.
pure love.
We ask, do you see the connection now?
That everything is love.
We say, and indeed this is not something, we say, you may express fear, and indeed we chime in, well, it's all love anyway, so you don't have anything to worry about.
Right.
We say, we don't expect it to work in this way. It does not need to work in this way. Indeed, you are learning, feeling through this process that vibrationally this is love. Not according to your labels. Fear is not love if you label one as fear and the other as love. But indeed, here in vibration, the one is all, the all is one. You are connected to all. And so you may feel to the love, feel that even as you are expressing fear, it transmutes, it transforms, it reveals the love that it is, the love that is at the core of you. And we say, again, we return to this idea that the core of fearlessness, the fearlessness that you desire, is in knowing, in your body knowing, that all fear is love, and you have the power, you have the ability, you have, perhaps you may even say, the training to approach it in this way, to approach fear and know that you will discover love. Know that you will not need to feel fear forever, because you have the ability to feel love, to feel it as love through feeling it without trying to understand all of it with your mind, or even redirect all of it with your mind.
So, in a situation like traveling to a state, I'm traveling to a place that, in a human reality, has had a lot of COVID cases. I don't even know what COVID really is, if it's even real, if it's even. But it's like, I don't want to go into that situation with fear, because I feel like that's not what I want to watch. I want to be able to release that. And so how can I do that and feel safe? Moving outside of my little comfort zone of home, Costco and Sprouts and this park. Yeah.
And here is what we say may be helpful. We say, we do not desire for you to try to prevent fear, to try to keep fear away, to try to not go into a situation with fear. We want you to feel that if you, here from your perspective, perhaps slip up and experience fear, you have the same level of power within you. If you go to some other place and you find yourself afraid, you find yourself fearful, you may know that you have this same level of power, that you have this same ability, this same freedom, even in this place, even in this other place where you say, oh no, now it is all sliding downhill, I let it go, I am experiencing fear, and now I will draw all fearful things to me. We say, even here you have the power to feel. The power to feel into your body, to feel love. And this, we say, fearlessness is not the art of having a big enough wall, a strong enough wall around you. It is the art of knowing that you can coexist with fear to the level that it is literally your friend as much as anything else.
And knowing that it can't overpower you at any point.
And we say, indeed, we thank you for this. We say that this knowing is going to come through your body and is not very likely to come through your mind. This is going to come through the experience of, oh, I know what to do with this. Oh, I know what this can feel. I know where I can go, where I can flow from here. You have the memory in your body, the experience in your body, the trust and the knowing in your body. Indeed, this is where your power comes from.
That makes total sense. And I think I have been in my head so much like, oh, rationalizing it. Oh, Seattle's rates are really good right now. Blah, blah, blah. There's these facts that I find and draw in because they give me comfort. And I want to have confidence and comfort coming from my heart instead of from my brain. Brains make up all kinds of stuff.
Indeed. And we say, we desire here to recognize that for many of you, and indeed sometimes in your experience, these facts, these things that you use to comfort yourself, we say these may be very helpful, may be exactly what you need in a moment, and we do not desire for you to deny yourself using them, going in this direction if you feel that this is what you want, is what is helpful to you. We redirect so much of your attention here in this conversation because we feel you, as you would say, wanting to feel confidence coming through your heart, wanting to feel safety coming out of you through your heart. Indeed. We say that this conversation goes in this direction, for we feel you are ready for this and asking for this. Not because the rest is not helpful, is not a valid way of doing things. Indeed, this, we feel, is what you are wanting now. And this is why we center on this with you. thank you for exploring it so thoroughly. We thank you for allowing us to speak in bulk volume. We say indeed.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Am I in control at all of my experience of another human's life? Like, if I want to create the reality where I don't have to go through things I've been through in the past, is that just part of life that people die and they die unexpectedly, or is that something we can have any influence over?
We say, from our perspective, you are all creators in ways that you have not even imagined possible to be possible. And so the answer from our perspective is yes. And yet we say, this may not feel good sometimes. This may not feel good if you are not, we say, resting in love. And so we say, the idea that indeed people die and you have no control, this may be very helpful and comforting, and we say we encourage it. We say, when you feel that you have, we say it transcends the word control. When you feel what you wonder about here, when you feel that you have control over your experience of other people in your reality, that their lives, what you are experiencing, is a part of your reality, we say, indeed, this comes from your center, comes through your heart, and it transcends this word control, for indeed you feel that you are a creator, not a controller, a creator, and that indeed it becomes about more than controlling. It becomes about more than identifying what needs to happen here, where you place your attention. Indeed, it all becomes about your vibration, your experience, your love, and you see that this can manifest in ways that you would once have considered uncomfortable. And so, indeed, we now shift gears slightly to speak about practical ways that you may indeed begin to enjoy other people being in your creative control, in your reality that you have some say over. And we say, indeed, begin to imagine more even than that. They are whole, they are doing fine, they are love, etc. Begin to imagine that they are saying to you the things that you want to hear from them. Begin to imagine that they are interacting with you in ways that you find fun, that you find enjoyable, and go to your favorite experiences, go to your favorite people, and enjoy these experiences. In this way, you will, we say from our perspective, you will find that you have profound influence over your reality.
I like that.
Thank you.
You are welcome. We say, we feel here this whole creation drawing to its close. Are there any final thoughts or questions to be expressed?
My gratitude for doing all this. Thank you. It's clarity.
We receive your gratitude. We express ours as well. And here we invite you for a moment to feel into your heart. Imagine that you start here, an inch or two outside of your chest. And imagine that you are a little person. The point of focus becomes two little feet that step down through layers of feeling, gradually descending into your body. Feel the pockets of feeling within your chest. Approach the center of your heart chakra. Feel it spinning freely. Perhaps you place your little hands upon it to get it going. Feel the light in here. Recognize how good, how physically good and rewarding can feel to release fear from this space. It is perhaps like painting a room a fresh color. Once you get started, you don't want to stop. Till you create this sacred space for new light. We thank you for this co-creation. And with all of our love, we say, that is enough from us for now.